Yo, what's good, guys? We have a ban list available today, so I want to go ahead and talk through it, give you guys my thoughts on it, whether I like it or not, what I'm excited to play in the coming format, and yeah, just kind of give my thoughts. I've seen it already, like I've had time to process it, so this isn't like a live reaction or anything, because I was at work when it dropped, and then I didn't get home for like 6-7 hours after that. So yeah, I'm recording this the night that the list dropped, and you guys will probably see it tomorrow. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk through. So on the band section, we have the Miller's Band. Thank God. Like I'm tired of getting sacked by those a little bit, and at the same time, like if I was a tier player, or if I had a way to take advantage of that, they seem like fun cards to play in my own deck, but I don't play anything that uses the Millers, so I'm glad those are gone. Good riddance. Mathmech Circular hit is a joke. Like Mathmech, I haven't seen top since Circular was at 3, so I don't know why we banned that. It's not like, unless there's like some kind of preemptive thing, but I don't know. And then Isolde, to be totally honest, like this was not something I would have predicted. I did not think Isolde would get banned. I thought it was going to be Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, because they're printing a new version of that card that's once per turn coming out in the next set. So I thought they would just get rid of Phoenix Blade, replace it with this new version, and the Phoenix Blade hit would be actually like a pretty significant hit to Infernoble. Like you don't get the infinite discard. You don't have a way to banish your monsters, so DDR is a lot worse as well. So yeah, I thought that would be enough to hit Infernoble, because really it wasn't it topped like the last couple events just with pack, but nobody else was topping with it. So I'm kind of surprised it got hit. Yeah, it kind of facilitates a whole bunch of like stupid shit ever since 2019 or whatever year Isolde came out, and totally reasonable to ban it, but like why now? I'm kind of curious why it took till now to ban Isolde, and why it wasn't like way back then when it was doing stupid stuff like U-Links, and I don't know. Anyway, all right, on to the limiteds. So a lot of stuff here to talk about. So we pretty much like slapped every deck that was in the top tier. So Unchained Shavara, that's a pretty big hit to Unchained. Unchained's gonna have a kind of a tough time. Airlifter is a way to hit Rescue Ace, but Rescue Ace, to be honest, has so much consistency with the wanted posters and like all the other fire support coming out, that Airlifter hit is not going to knock Rescue Ace out of the top tier. I think Rescue Ace is going to stay up there. However, Shavara hit is going to take Unchained out of the top tier, unfortunately. Redox back, whatever. That's fine. No Title still, though. Title is the best Dragon Ruler. Like, it does the most for a lot of decks. So, but Redox is whatever. It's just a -1 Monster Reborn. Harpor back. That makes me really excited. Like, I have been sitting on my Orcus cards, my whole pile. Let me see if you guys can see this. I have a whole pile of Orcus related things, including all of the super rares. I have like 4 or 5 each. All the scrap cards. I have sleeved up a whole Machina Orcus deck that I built like a year or so ago. I have my Gearsus. I even have all of my Ulti Galateas and Dingirsus, so I'm really stoked for Harpor to come back. I wasn't really playing competitively back when Orcus was top of the meta, so I haven't really had a chance to play Orcus yet, like to its full capacity, so I'm excited to mess around with that, and I think you guys can expect some Machina Orcus on the channel coming out soon. I do have a Machina Orcus like full guide for back when Harpor was at 1, and it's basically like the same list, but I'm just throwing Harp in, so hopefully I can get that out to you guys somewhat soon. But yeah, I'm excited for that. The Floodgates to 1, that's awesome. Like, yeah, they should be banned, but whatever, I'm gonna take them to 1. That's totally fine with me. Yeah, Skill Drain's still out there, but I don't think Skill Drain is as limiting as these 3 cards, because there's just more outs to Skill Drain. Like, these are far more limiting. These ones stop you from summoning monsters. Skill Drain doesn't really stop you, so there's like I don't know. There's probably things you can do to get rid of skill drain. I don't know. They all suck. Sun Avalon Dryas and Sunvine Healer. Those are interesting ways to hit Sun Avalon. Yeah, they do the job, but banning Jasmine would have done the job as well, or like hitting. There's various other cards we could have hit, but I don't know. I mean, whatever. That's fine. They're tired of Rika winning stuff. Ib. I'm a little bit nervous about Ib. I'm happy I have one, but I feel like on one hand, I feel like there's going to be some stupid combos coming out where Ib is going to be featured. But on the other hand, like I thought that about Denglong too. Another Synchro 5 that just came off the list like 1 or 2 lists ago, and we haven't seen any Denglong whatsoever. So I do think Ib is a little bit better than Denglong. So I'm excited. I'm going to see if I can force this into any of my decks, because I do have all of the World Legacy cards. I just need to get the World Chalice guy to summon off of this when this goes away. But yeah, this is like mini Halka Fibrax essentially, so I do expect this to see some kind of play in combo strategies. I'm just not sure how yet. There's not a whole lot that can crank out level 5 synchros that easily, because a lot of the tuners are level 4 already, and there's not, I don't know, maybe we're gonna see Jet Synchron like splash into everything with the wanted posters, summon out that level 1 tuner, combine it with a level 4, so maybe Jet Synchron, even more reason for wanted posters to be expensive. We're gonna have to see what kind of like level 1 tuners we can crank out, or if we're gonna go back to like Draconet, summon Galaxy Serpent. Yeah, this is generic materials, so we'll see about that. And then Snatch Steal, I really don't think this is a big deal. Like, we already have Change of Heart at 1, and Change of Heart is searchable by Triple Tactics Thrust, and Snatch Steal was searchable by Renault, which is no longer summonable because Isolde is gone, so I don't think Snatch Steal 1 is really that impactful compared to Change of Heart at 1. Yeah, cool. Let's go on to the semis. We have Sleepy Memory. I think that's a solid hit. I don't want to play against Draw 6 anymore. And then also, because everything else is getting hit, Rescue Ace, Unchained, Noble Knights, like we gotta hit Pearly maybe a little bit too. Like, I don't know how necessary that was, but okay, I can understand it. Pankratops is pretty cool. I really like Pankratops. We already have 3 Fenrir. Pankratops is a worse Fenrir because it's only usable going second. It's better going second than Fenrir, but it's worse than Fenrir because it's it's limited use. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to play Pankratops in my Vacor Soul deck in the side deck, and then also in Sky Striker in the main deck. I think I'm going to main 2 Pank now, just for more ways to bait things and just get advantage in Sky Striker. So I do expect to play 2 Pank. And then Speedroid Terratop. This one I'm also super stoked about because I was prepping to play Speedroid Cash for a long time. And so I bought my I traded for my 3 ulti Terratops. So I'm ready to go on those. I have my Speedroid Cash deck sleeved up already, but I just haven't gotten around to messing with it because I've been building so many other decks at the same time. But now there's a little bit more incentive because we have 2 Terratop to mess with, so that's kind of exciting. Back to the list here, and then we have the Unlimit. So Archfiend to 3, whatever. Kashtira Unicorn to 3. They could have done that last list with Arise Heart being banned, but that's kind of cool. I actually like the Kashtira deck, kind of like as a standalone deck right now, because just the Kashtira cards are so good, and it's really a cool, I think it's a kind of fun control style build, especially for newer players. It's not really too complex, so I think Unicorn is kind of cool to have at 3, just give that deck a little bit more, since it's already so nerfed with no Arise Heart. Mind Control to 3 is a little bit interesting. Like, you could play 3 Mind Control, Change of Heart, and Snatch Steal, and just like take all of your opponent's stuff, and you have 3 ways to do it now, so that's kind of neat. Like, you can bait a negate with Mind Control and then thrust into Change of Heart and take it anyway, and I don't know, it's a whole mess, so that's kind of neat. Judgment to 3 doesn't matter. Upstart to 3 is interesting. but I don't think it's going to matter either. You know, back when Upstart was at 3 originally, and everyone was like playing 37 card deck with 3 Upstart, that's because Droll and Lockbird was nowhere to be seen. But now I think we can expect to see Droll play a somewhat prominent role in the meta. So, you know, it's a big risk to activate Upstart, draw 1, and risk being drolled and being turned off of draws and searches for the rest of the turn. Or if you search, get drolled, then whatever Upstarts are in your hand are dead. They're just like blank cards, you can't use them. So it's a much higher risk to play Upstart these days. Desires, on the other hand, to 3, that's cool. Like, I don't agree with it. I do like it at 2. I think Desire should be at 2 or even 1. Prosperity should be at 1. That's another card that we don't see on here that I think should be. And then, yeah, I don't know. What am I going to play Desires in? Probably Sword Soul. And, yeah, that's all I really have that plays Desires. So, yeah, it's whatever. And then Sprite Starter to 3. This doesn't matter. Like, the Runic Sprite decks only played 1 starter anyway. So this is really just a buff to kind of pure Sprite, where a 2 starter wasn't really a big deal anyway. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on the list. Yeah, like I said, some things that I expected to be there but are not are Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, but Isolde is there, so it doesn't matter. Like, it's one or the other, it's fine. Pot of Prosperity, I think, should be on this list. And then there's a whole lot of cards that I think will be on the list eventually, but they're too new. For example, Wanted Poster, I think will go to 2 or 1 eventually. SP Little Knight, I think will be banned eventually. It's like the new Hulk of Fibrax, even though I like it better than Hulk. You know, it's not a combo piece, it's a going second piece, so they typically don't hit those. Like, SP is probably around the same power level as Zeus. It's just a little bit easier to make, so yeah, Zeus is not going to get hit in my opinion, and I don't think SP will anytime soon. I don't know, it's possible. And then what else do we have to think about? Yeah, Rescue Ace right now hasn't been around long enough to get hit. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else is going to be top tier. We're going to have some Labyrinth problems with Transaction Rollback coming soon, so that deck is going to be good. And if Labyrinth is good, that means Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion is going to be good again, or better again at least, because Ghost Bell also hits Wanted Poster. So all of the top tier decks are going to be either Lab or Wanted Poster decks. So Ghost Bell will be back in the meta, which is a nice buff to Vanquish Soul. So because Vanquish, like, kind of, you know, having the attribute for Vanquish Soul is kind of nice, but right in this past format, Ghost Bell was not good enough to be played. So yeah, we'll see if it makes a comeback there. Yeah, so we have Lab, we have all of the fire decks. Dragon Link is essentially unhit. All the Runic stuff is unhit. Bystials are unhit. So I think all of those will, by default, see a little step up in the meta because everything else is knocked down a little bit. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. Like my projected tier list for the next meta, I watched Pac put out a video for his tier list on the next meta, and I pretty much agree with him. You know, I'm in most cases I agree with what's in the top tier, what's in the second tier, and then what's below. I kind of am on board with whatever he has. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the meta and on the list. And going forward, I'm excited to just keep playing the decks that I have on the channel because none of them are affected and they are only buffed because everything else is knocked down. Or in the case of Terratop, I have 2 for my Speedroid Cash deck. I have Orcust again to mess with my Machina Orcust deck. So yeah, it's gonna be a good format for the channel. Branded's on hit. So we can still have Branded full power. We still have Chimera Fusion full power. We still have Plunder Patrol is going to be rocking and rolling as usual on the channel. So let me know what kind of decks you want to see me update for the coming format, and I'll try to get to those as soon as possible. And I'm going to be hard at work grinding online to try to build some deck lists. So let me know what you guys want to see me record to kind of showcase for you guys. So yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoy the list, and we'll see you later.